Bonjour, and welcome to a new adventure on Paris Top Tips. Today, we journey from the bustling streets of Paris to the serene haven of Claude Monet's iconic garden in Giverny. And for this half-a-day excursion, we'll be boarding the train departing from Saint-Lazare station. As I plan to arrive in Giverny for the afternoon, I'll be catching the 12:12 p.m. train bound for Vernon Giverny. This train's final destination is Rouen-Rive-Droite, but we'll be disembarking at Vernon Giverny. If you haven't booked your ticket online, trainline.com is a great option. I'll show you how to purchase your ticket from one of those red vending machines. Press on Acheter un billet, of course if the touchscreen is functional. Then, continuez sans m'identifier. Search for Vernon Giverny in Autres. Just type the first three letters, V-E-R, and select Vernon Giverny. Then aller-retour as you want a return ticket. By default the ticket to Vernon is for today, but you have to choose the date you want to come back. So click on the same day as the way in. Choose your time frame. Then select un ou plusieurs passagers. And select the requested number of passengers. Your age. Press on Pas de réduction. And then select your desired train to Vernon Giverny, 12:12 p.m. for me. Press on Continue. And then select your desired return train from Vernon Giverny, 16:53 or 4:53 p.m. for me. Insert or hover your credit card. And don't forget your 2 tickets. My train will depart from track 19. At the control barriers, simply present the QR code of your ticket under the red light for easy access. There we go. Here's track 19. My train is a TER, Train Express Régional or Regional Express train. Make sure you take a TER, another train from line J, much slower. As you can see, these trains offer 2 levels of seating. Opting for the upper level ensures spectacular views throughout the journey. Especially since we'll be following the scenic route along the Seine River. The name of the train, Train de l'Impressionnisme, literally translates to Impressionism train. After a journey of a little over 50 minutes, it's time to disembark at Vernon Giverny. Follow the underground passage to reach the station, and follow the green signs to the shuttles through the station. Shuttles with an S, as you'll have the option to choose between taking the little train or using the bus shuttles. They both offer the same service at the same price, so you can choose whichever option suits you the best. The bus tends to be a bit faster than the train, so I've opted for the bus shuttle. And in the bus, they do accept credit cards, although I'm not certain if that's the case on the little train. Giverny is on the other side of the Seine from Vernon. 15 minutes, and there we are. Just follow the signs to access the village. Another underground, and here we are. Make sure you have a pre-booked ticket. Giverny is really the place where you'll truly appreciate the benefit of having a skip-the-line ticket. As you'll witness, despite my visit falling on a Monday, an outside peak season, the crowds were still quite substantial. So here's the URL, get your ticket there. Another great advantage of the skip-the-line access is that you begin your visit of the estate from the back of the garden, right near the famous Water-Lilly Pond. You access it through yet another underground passage. throughout the garden tour, I'll keep my commentary light. After all, the beauty of the place speaks for itself, without my usual banter. And did you notice? I've chosen bossa novas as a sound illustration. I find this upbeat music particularly suited to a visit to Giverny. The famous Japanese bridge. When Monet painted it many times, it was not yet flowered with wisteria. Let's go back to the main garden. Did you know that in Giverny, we're actually in Normandy? Yes, despite being just a handful of kilometers away from the Paris region, this charming village falls within the Normandy region. With over 700,000 visitors per year, Claude Monet's gardens and house rank as the second most visited attraction in Normandy, just behind Mont Saint-Michel. Now let's visit Monet's house. We enter the house through the workshop where Monet painted some of his masterpieces. Most of the paintings that were hung on these walls are now at the Musée Marmottan in Paris. Here, only reproductions remain. This is Monet's room, just above the workshop. From his room, Monet had a magnificent view of this garden, of which he was so proud. As you can see, the house gets very crowded. If the paintings are reproductions, the Japanese prints, many of which are by Hokusai, are authentic. Monet used to love the particular shade of yellow he had chosen for the kitchen. And the same is true for the blue-tiled kitchen. Take some time to explore the museum shop, nestled under its stunning glass roof. It's truly one of the most interesting shops I ever encountered in a museum. As you exit the estate and see the long line of people who didn't pre-book their tickets, you can't help but feel relieved that you did. Now let's stroll along Rue Claude Monet to the opposite side of the village, where we'll discover the church and the painter's tomb. This other beautiful garden belongs to the Musée des Impressionnismes, the Impressionism's museum. It's an interesting museum, but the entry price of €12 seems a bit steep for my liking. Giverny is a beautifully flowered village that exudes charm and offers magnificent views of what the French countryside can be. At the very end of the village, the small Romanesque church of Sainte-Radegonde exudes intimacy and tranquility. Two days after D-Day, a Royal Air Force bomber crashed in Giverny. The 7 crew of the Lancaster are buried here. A stele dedicated to their memory is located right next to the church. And just a few meters away is the family vault where Claude Monet and most of his family members are buried. Once you've returned to the main parking area to catch the bus back to Vernon, take a moment to see Monet's bust if you have time. Let's cross the Seine a second time. Back at the station, it's time to catch our train back to Paris Saint-Lazare. When we cross the Boulevard Périphérique, it's just 3 more minutes until the end of our journey. So, how much did my afternoon in Monet's paradise end up costing me? €55.40. Not too pricey for a few enchanting hours far from the noise and pollution of Paris. Oh, I almost forgot. If you're as much of a total fan of Monet and Impressionism as I am, you should definitely watch this.